Do you remember how Star Wars began? The immersive storytelling, enthralling special effects, the Jedi and Sith, the lightsabers, droids and Wookies, blasters, and lots of immersive fight scenes. Well, me neither. The first release of the Star Wars franchise was 1977, some 50 years ago. Although, I do remember going to the movie. Today, we'll be looking at the entire Star Wars franchise and how it came to be one of the best-selling movie series of all time, grossing over $4 billion in box offices worldwide. From the rejection of the initial script to becoming the greatest sci-fi movie franchise in history, here's the incredible rise of Star Wars. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. Star Wars is a mixed-genre multimedia franchise known for its highly immersive storytelling and realistic characters, created by cinematographer and writer George Lucas in 1975, first airing in theaters in 1977 when I was the ripe old age of 14. Star Wars came as savior to the sci-fi industry, serving as a springboard for numerous sci-fi movies. Before the inception of Star Wars, there were notable sci-fi movies that were popular, but as time went by, people became tired of the endless rehash of the same storyline. That was when George Lucas came in. His idea was a real gem, something different from classic sci-fi movies. He re-engineered most popular sci-fi movies, fairy tales, and Western mythology movies into one unique movie that encompassed both the Vietnam Cold War incidents, the political state of the nation, and other popular cultures. He built a world with good, evil, antagonist, protagonist, empire and directorship, love and hatred, machines, aliens, humans. The surprising aspect was that, unlike any other sci-fi movie that set a story based in the future, Star Wars made people believe that the mythos and historical facts of Star Wars dated back to ancient times, making the movie almost realistic. Before we delve into the genesis of Star Wars, let's take a brief scan of the plot. Star Wars narrates the story of a far-off galaxy where humans coexist with aliens and robots. The galaxy also had spacecraft like starfighters, star destroyers, and space stations. Due to their sophisticated technology, they traveled between planets faster than we could imagine. They also possessed sophisticated telecom technology like audiovisual screens, holographic prognosis, etc. Just like our planet's gravitational field, the galaxy also had its field known as the Force. According to the movie, this force connects all that is in the galaxy. The Force has various intensities. Some have a weaker force, some are more powerful. Those who possess the powerful force have with them a supernatural ability, and to control and purposely utilize that supernatural power, the bearer will have to undergo coaching. The movie depicts only two orders that can wield the Force: the Jedi, who are the peacekeepers, and the Sith, the dark side. The galaxy is just like our world. It's grim and crammed with violence. Intergalactic conflicts ensued between two orders, the Jedi and Sith. The Jedi, yeah, they're the good guys, the galaxy peacekeepers, but the Siths, they're the villains, the dark side, and they're trying to overthrow the Jedi. So now that you get the brief knowledge of the storyline, let's look at how and when it all began. 40 years ago, sci-fi was gradually fading away, not for any other reason but for its continued rehashing of boring and unrealistic storylines. Though there were other good sci-fi movies, they weren't of good quality, and as a result, people classified sci-fi as kid stuff. A cinematographer and a die-hard fan of the old sci-fi series of Flash Gordon, George Lucas resolved to make use of Flash Gordon coupled with other Western serial ideas for his movie. Unfortunately, he wasn't granted the rights to the movie, so he decided he'd create his own unique version. Having been greatly inspired by the Flash Gordon serials, George Lucas was resolved to adapt its features in his soap opera, which he started scripting. What made his idea obscure then was the fact the script was too bulky, and the idea was so confusing to the Hollywood producers. After he successfully drafted a 2-page synopsis, he approached Universal Studios, but again rejected, insisting that Lucas lacked the style of a directorship, and he couldn't be trusted. Luckily, Alan Ladd Jr., the president of 20th Century Fox, gave a helping hand by helping Lucas invest in the movie. With the help of a friend, Ralph McQuarrie, an artist, he convinced the council of the viability of his proposed film, and in the end, the council appropriated an $8 million budget for his project. Now, back in the 60s, sci-fi was losing hold on audiences as such and was no longer profitable like it used to be. Motion companies jettisoned sci-fi films for more realistic movies. But this did not deter George Lucas's ambition. He rather sourced amateur actors he could get from scratch and nurture them, and in addition, he created a team of model makers and special effects people to create industrial light and magic, since most of the light and magic industries in the country were packing up. After an intense screening exercise, he found Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, Harrison Ford as Han Solo, and Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. However, it was risky for these inexperienced actors to be featured in a major role. As a result, they bring in Alec Guinness to play Obi-Wan Kenobi, an experienced actor, and they thought he would be the inspiration to the rest of the amateurs. One of the worst filming days was in North Africa, the desert of southern Tunisia. The morning temperature intensely hot, between 95 and 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And this duly affected many actors with these heavy costumes. And the heat had considerable effect on their mounts and machinery, which made all the filming difficult. And likewise that year, Tunisia had a massive rainfall that flooded the whole desert, consequently triggering a massive storm that blew off the mounts, off the machinery, making filming tedious and very daunting. But furthermore, the industrial light and magic nearly gave George Lucas a heart attack due to the industry's slow development of special effects. However, despite these challenges, each actor performed well in their role, acting as professionally as possible. And finally, the filming was concluded with all the needed footage intact. After several roadblocks, Star Wars Episode 4 was released on May 25, 1977. Sadly, it didn't get enough viewership. Only a few people knew the movie's worth. Most theaters jettisoned the movie for other popular films. However, Fox Studios acted decisively and ordered other shows to be halted unless the viewers accepted that Star Wars is viewed together with the rest of the shows. This finally clicked with 43 theaters as they played Star Wars in tandem with other movies. Surprisingly, once millions of people finally saw the film grossed over $770 million with a mere budget of $10 million. The profit margin, astronomical. The success made the movie the second highest American grossing film of all time. Not only did Star Wars blow up, but merchandise related to the movie also became incredibly popular and in high demand, making Star Wars a new sensation.
Meanwhile, we'll be seeing our Star Wars heroes and villains in other forms too, even before the film itself. Base notes here and memory bank, their notebooks, the inevitable poster. May the Force be with you.
The demand was so high that Kenner, the toy company, ran out of toys after the film's release. Anything even remotely related to Star Wars was scooped up in an instant. The film went on to win 6 Best Picture awards and several other nominations. No doubt, this indeed was a memorable experience for George Lucas and his crew. In the words of Devlin, a die-hard fan of Star Wars, "I was 14 years old when Star Wars came out. I remember being 6th in line the day the movie opened at Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood on May 25, 1977. I don't even know why I wanted to see it, I just knew I had to be there. To me, Star Wars is like the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band of movies." Star Wars had over the years garnered a tremendous amount of fans.
And the prestige of being able to say you've seen Star Wars is something akin to royalty, really.
One of the reasons why fans are so attached to it is the immersive storytelling style that clicks with viewers. And secondly, Star Wars came at the right time. The time when sci-fi movies were boring, irritating, horrible to watch. Star Wars came with immersive features, ranging from the stunning fight scenes, sophisticated weapons, graphics, expanded universe, political demography, anti-heroes and heroes, and realistic characters. It pictured the galaxy as inhabited and polluted, just like our planet, making it hard for one to believe it was fictional. Star Wars also captured the attention of young and old, most especially the older ones who thought sci-fi movies were kid stuff. In addition, Star Wars also made life more enjoyable by providing tons of toys, collectibles, games, books, and even audiobooks. 2021 marked the 50th anniversary since the inception of Star Wars. It was first released on May 25, 1977 by George Lucas. And since then, its spin-offs have become successful instead of what prophets of doom prophesied. Since Walt Disney took over, viewers have experienced an upgraded special effect other than the ones used way back in the 70s. After the blockbuster movie Star Wars: A New Hope, numerous sequels emerged over the years without losing the film's main motifs. George Lucas had often noted what had inspired his creation of Star Wars. He explained that he narrated the story of Star Wars from the viewpoint of the humble droids, which both look similar to the two characters in the Japanese longtime movie The Hidden Fortress. The Jedi warriors were similar to the Jedi Gekai and samurai. The Jedi code is similar to the feudal Japanese warrior code, while the greedy and dictatorial order of Sith is similar to that of the Ronin Japanese. Further, Darth Vader's mask, stormtrooper armor, and the overall armor used in Star Wars, very similar to that of the Japanese samurai armor. And finally, the lightsabers are made identical to that of the katana sword used by the samurai. The success of Star Wars is indeed an encouragement to those who struggle with one prospect or the other. Keep pushing, and someday you'll get the recognition you deserve. Are you a Star Wars fan? Let us know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. And don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, and activate those notifications for more inspiring videos. Cheers.